you kind of move to the part of the victims? How do you
Yes.
get into this, like, how you became more interested in dealing with the victims? What have you done, and what you're doing now?
When I went to Washington, like I had said, I really pushed to get into a further level investigation. And the one thing that I really was interested in was working in military police investigations. So in the MPI world, we're like the detective of a police department. We're wearing the plain clothes, nice business casual. We don't have the whole police belt, like that whole thing. Obviously, we have our radios, we have the undercover vehicles and things
Mhm.
like that. Um, but that is when you became, in my opinion, that's the first time I really felt like I was truly doing law enforcement.
Mhm.
Now, the process, at least at my duty station, to be an investigator was rigorous. We took the job very seriously. It was not all military active ran. There were a lot of civilians.
Mhm.
We had a chief of police out there.
Mhm.
We had, captains and lieutenants and majors. There were civilians. They weren't military at all. We had a legitimate police department, a dispatch center that communicated with the other ones. In my office specifically, um, we had an OIC, which essentially is the captain that was in charge of the entire office. He
Mhm.
spoke on our behalf if somebody accused us of doing something or not. And we had our team chiefs, which reviewed all of our cases. And then we had other detectives that were in the office as well, on top of the military guys. When you go to that office, you have to be certified to work on the base. And then once you get certified to work on the base, you begin your OJT period. Now, my FTO, or my training officer for my on the job training, um, he's no longer with the department now. He's with a much larger department. I'm very happy for him. But he actually, at one point in time prior to getting that job, had attended FLETC, which, for those that don't know, that's the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center.
Mhm.
That's where all federal law enforcement goes. And one of the things that they really focused for him when he was at FLETC was understanding rights of individuals and
Right.
understanding the big one is the Fourth Amendment. I mean, they like pound the Fourth Amendment. Make sure you understand that. And a lot of their written exams involve that. Um, so what he ultimately did in turn to help teach me, because he's like, I don't have to teach you passion for this job. He goes, what I need to teach you is I need to teach you how to apply it and get justice. Right. So the term was always, how can you provide justice?
Right.
Now, justice is a very specific word, but it is a very broad definition.
Yes.
Um, he gave me the perfect example, and it sticks in my head to this day. Sometimes you're going to go out to a scene, a domestic violence scene, which that was what our specialty was supposed to be in that office. We needed to be able to handle them, case turnover, to get it to a prosecutor to make a determination about official charges. I mean, we had just a couple of days. I mean, we needed to move quick with it, because sadly there is a serious domestic violence problem in the military. Um, but you respond to a basic scene, you get out there, and you do everything that you have to do. You provide that individual that has been a victim of this crime with every possible resource. You allow them to talk if they want to, then you don't pressure them into it. You make sure they have your contact number, your email, whatever may need to happen. If they aren't ready to talk to you that night because they're like, I just need to get out of here, or I need him or her out of here, I need to talk to my unit, I need to talk to my family. Like you give them all these resources, and there actually was a number that we would call. It was a 24-hour, 7-day a week number. Somebody would always pick it up. We would call that number, explain who we are, and say, hey, I'm here with somebody. She just or he just went through an incident with their spouse or significant other. And I just wanted to pass the phone over to them real quick so you could have a conversation. And the person, they knew automatically what was happening on the other line. Uh, and I would hand the phone to the individual, and they basically would just be like, are you doing okay? Like, do you have family? Do you have people to reach out to? Is there any services that we could provide? And then there was about 4 or 5 different pamphlets
Mm.
that I would go through everyone and I would show them, hey, this is, if you need legal counsel, this is the person for that. If you need somebody for your kids, here's the person for that. This is where you would have to go for all of this. And the goal of that is as a law enforcement officer investigator, once my job is done investigating the crime, I can't do anything I do has no control or say over the outcome of it. But what I do in that moment can make a determination about whether that person gets their justice. Now, justice doesn't always mean that the other individual gets locked up or they get kicked out of the military or I force a divorce on the individuals. Now, I'm not trying to do any of that. What I'm trying to do for that person is show them that I responded, that I have not been in your situation, but I feel for you in this situation. I want to show you that I truly do care and I want to give you the help so that this situation can be put in the past and you can move forward. You can go through your healing process.
Mhm.
And sometimes, that's what the justice is just giving that person everything that they need so that they
Mhm.
can do what they have to, because everyone operates different. So they can do what they have to so that they can move forward.
Mhm.
Whatever